Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Greg McCloskey from ForexLive.com. This is I'm going to take a quick look at the euro versus US dollar and sterling versus US dollar. Both of them have similar charts in trading today. Both of them bounced near a key moving average. So let's take a look at both of those pairs. I'm going to start off with the euro versus US dollar. Looking at this pair, the price moved up from the low last week at 0.9535. We reached a high yesterday of 99.99. Just below the parity level, and we saw a pretty big move to the downside in trading here today. The momentum in the New York session took the price below this swing area, swing low, swing low, swing low, swing low, above and below the level here, but then to the downside here, swing high, and then we rotated to the upside yesterday, and we sort of bounced off of this area, and at the last point, at least right here, started to move to the upside. In trading here today, we moved back below that level, and on the move to the downside here, we came down and then retested the top side of this level before moving to our new session lows. Our next target would have been the 38.2% retracement around that level. This move to the upside, that level comes in at the 98.21. The prior close from yesterday's trade, which would have erased all the gains that we saw yesterday, was just above that level, around the 25 level. So we came down to a low price around 34, and then rebounded back above the 100-hour moving average. You can see it right here. And then we've seen the last 4 or 5 hours move modestly to the upside here, getting it back above that swing area. So the sellers had their shot. Sellers had a shot to get to erase all the gains. Sellers had a shot to get below the 38.2% retracement. Sellers had that shot below the 100-hour moving average. Each of those moves failed. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. So what we've seen off of the rebound off here, this is the break below the 100-hour moving average. You can see it lasted maybe about 10-15 minutes before rotating back to the upside. That gives you an indication of the strength of the bid, I guess. And we've rotated back to the upside. Now the 100 bar moving average of the 5-minute chart is being tested currently at 0.9883. We're going to need to get above that level and then above the 38.2% retracement of this move to the downside. Those are the minimum targets that you want to look for if the price is going to get out of its bearish way here today, at least in the short term. There is good news above the 100-hour moving average. Yes, now we have to start to build other good news on the top side. So getting above the 38.2, getting above the 50%, and the falling 200-bar moving average, which you can see would likely be down near the 50% retracement before the end of the trading day for sure. So all those levels would need to be broken to give the buyers more confidence. Now, if the price comes up here and finds sellers right here, and there may be sellers against that level, as risk can be defined and risk can be limited, then the bears remain in control. This is just a modest correction in what is a bearish move to the downside in trading here today. So paying attention here to the 98.83 level, and then once we move above that level, we'll open the door for further upside potential for the sterling versus US dollar with the 38.2 at 98.95, 50% at 99.14, and the falling 200 bar moving average currently moving down toward the 99.14 level. Now let's take a look at the sterling. Let's do the same routine here. We had a bigger move to the upside here in the pound versus US dollar from our lows that we saw on September 26. And the corrective move here today was also saw the price move down below the 100-hour moving average, very similar to what we saw in the euro versus US dollar, and very similar to what we saw in that pair as well, is that the price then bounced above and then started to use the 100-hour moving average support. So we moved back to the upside. Now off this hourly chart, we do have this swing area, swing low, swing low, swing low, swing low, and then it became, we broke through, and then it became resistance, swing high, swing high, swing high here. And we didn't, in trading yesterday, we moved above and below that. In trading here today, we moved below that level. So getting above the 1.1350, 1.1364 would increase the bullish bias here on the top side in the sterling versus US dollar. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart for this pair, and this is the move to the downside here. And what we're seeing here on the 5-minute chart is that we did get above the 100 bar moving average here, and then traded above and below it here. But now we're making a new move to the upside, and that new move to the upside is also moving above the 38.2% retracement of the day's trading range. So we are making that minimum retracement target on the top side. Now what we have to do is get above the 50% and the 200 bar moving average here, which on the euro versus US dollar is moving down toward the 50% retracement. So getting above both those levels to take all the heat off of the downside. As it is right now, we're looking a little bit more positive here in this pound versus US dollar because we failed down here. We're above the 100 bar moving average, above the 38.2% retracement. What would ruin the picture if we started to move up here and then rotate back to the downside here? If we did one of these types of things and then move back below the 100 bar moving average, that would be a no-no from a technical perspective. We would want to see at a minimum, we'd want to see the price start to potentially move back down to test this level and then bounce off that level and start to move toward the 200 bar moving average and extend that move to the upside through here. That would be the best case scenario for the sterling versus, or one of the better case scenarios for the sterling versus US dollar. But so be aware, be prepared. So there you have it. A look at the pound and the euro versus US dollars. We head toward the close. My name is Greg Michalowski. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.